big. You can't go wrong with a Rembrandt. Make it look good. This is a special. What is it this time, Mike?
A hold-up and murder at 6th Street an hour ago. I called in for a photographer, and I find you've got them all out on assignment at a charity art exhibit. When it comes to running a newspaper, you've got to let charity begin at home.
That's exactly what I'm doing. The exhibit is at my home. Take a look.
Thank you. Mr. Reed asked that I express his regret at not being able to attend this function today, but the press of press business is quite pressing.
Pretty good.
He also asked that I extend his heartiest appreciation to Mr. Thornton Richardson of the Richardson Galleries, without whose guidance this exhibit could not have been possible.
Rembrandt, Degas, Picasso, Rouault. Names of men present and past. Names of men present and past who have given us a priceless heritage. Paintings from national museums, famous galleries, loaned by private collectors.
Put up your hands. Line up against the wall. Move! All right, guys, go to work. Take care of that television camera.
Get me the police. Hurry.
Another challenge for the Green Hornet, his aide Kato, and their rolling arsenal, the Black Beauty. On police records, a wanted criminal, the Green Hornet is really Britt Reed, owner publisher of the Daily Sentinel. His dual identity known only to his secretary and to the district attorney. And now, to protect the rights and lives of decent citizens, rides the Green Hornet.
Different or unusual about any of them?
All I saw were the guns.
You okay?
A few butterflies, but I'll live.
Mr. Scanlon?
Yes.
The lab boys confirmed it. That was the laser beam that they used.
Laser beam? Talk about fantastic weapons.
I've heard of a laser beam, but what is it?
It's a concentrated force that generates extreme heat.
What about the truck? Anything on it?
1,000 trucks, 1,000 leads.
We'll check the hospital, get me a report on the suspect who was shot. As of now, that's our only hope.
Yes, sir.
How about insurance? Was there any coverage?
Ask Mr. Reed.
Only a bond guaranteed by me and the Daily Sentinel, of course.
How much?
$1.5 million, the value of the paintings. Britt Reed? Who is this?
Well, just a friend, Mr. Reed. I want you to know the paintings are safe. But for now.
For now?
Maybe forever, if you're willing to pay the price.
Which is?
$1 million. Cash money.
That's ridiculous.
Now, if we start playing with matches, it's going to cost you $1.5 million, Mr. Reed. You see, but we know about the bond.
Hello? Hello? They didn't waste any time.
What do they want?
$1 million, or they burn the paintings.
That's horrible. Those paintings belong to the world.
But $1 million? You haven't got that kind of money lying around.
Then I'll have to raise it.
Well, even if it means selling the Sentinel?
Even if it means selling the Sentinel.
Check the scanner.
Check.
Hornet gun. Check. Hornet sting. Check. Let's roll, Kato.
Aren't you taking a big chance? There must be a guard on him in the hospital.
Undoubtedly. And I'll have to get past him.
And hope you can get the prisoner to talk.
He won't talk for the police. But maybe the Green Hornet can convince him it's the right thing to do.
Put it on the bed. Thank you.
Sorry, buddy, nobody's allowed in there.
What happened?
I was too late. They got him with the laser. notice anything unusual around here?
Nothing. Look.
We'll follow him, Kato. Silence and dark, and hope he's not rushing to the airport to catch a plane. My good friend and co-sponsor, Thornton Richardson. So he's behind this.
How did it go?
Beautiful. Those.
You weren't followed, were you?
I was away before anyone knew what happened.
Better play safe. You two go outside and make certain.
No answer reads us.
Watch the door.
What are you doing here? What do you want with us?
I've taken a sudden interest in art.
I didn't think you bothered to buy anything.
I'm not interested in buying.
Oh, well, if you're here to steal, help yourself.
You underrate me, Richardson. I came to cut myself a piece of cake.
I don't think I quite understand.
$1.5 million worth of masterpieces. Currently on the market for the discount price of $1 million.
Were you at Reed's apartment this afternoon?
Possibly.
And we beat you to the paintings.
Exactly. That's why I'm here.
You don't think we'd be foolish enough to have them here?
I just want my cut of the money.
That's ridiculous. I've been planning this too long to just give it away.
I only want half.
Do you see that empty frame? Before long, it'll contain $1 million worth of Rembrandt.
If Reed pays.
He will. I set him up perfectly, with every step falling into place.
Every step but one. You now have a partner.
What if I refuse?
Then that frame might contain a portrait of you, etched in black. I'll be in touch. When Reed pays.
What are you going to do about him?
He doesn't frighten me.
Nobody's ever beaten him.
But nobody's ever used a laser beam against him. He tries to interfere, it'll be his portrait in that frame. Edged in black.
Red Reed.
Good evening, Mr. Reed. This is your friend again. Do you have the money?
Not yet. It takes time to gather $1 million in cash.
Well, time is something you haven't got much of. Your deadline is 10 o'clock tomorrow night.
Now listen.
You listen, Reed. There'll be no stalling. Be at your office tomorrow night with the money, or the paintings get fed to the laser. And, be sure and have Miss Case there with you.
Miss Case, what does she have to do with this?
Well, she's going to make delivery. Just to assure us you don't try any tricks.
Now, wait a minute.
10 tomorrow night.
sent for me, Mr. Reed?
Yes, I did, Doctor. Have a seat.
Thank you.
I have a question for you, apropos of our headline story of yesterday. As science editor of the Daily Sentinel, if you had to face a laser beam, what would you use for protection?
Well, as far as I know, there is no protection. It concentrates such a high volume of heat that... Wait a minute. There is a highly classified liquid that's used to coat the heat shields of our space capsules for re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. It's manufactured by a local firm.
Do you know the firm?
No, sir, but I can find out.
Do that.
Yes, sir.
Here it is, Brett. I had to tell some lies to get it. I hope it works.
Thanks, Frank. So do we. Sprayed on the Black Beauty, evenly. One uncovered area and we've had it. We'll only have 30 or 40 seconds as it is.
Would that be enough time?
It has to be.
$1 million in cash. I never thought I'd see that.
Much less be delivering it. Play it cool, huh?
That's going to be your problem.
Here's your direction finder. Keep it well hidden. We won't have visual contact, so whatever you do, don't lose it.
Well, it's after 10 o'clock. I wonder what they're up to.
Britt Reed?
Here's the plan, Mr. Reed. In 5 minutes, a cab will pull up in front of the Sentinel building. Miss Case will get into it. The cab driver has his instructions.
No harm will come to her?
We don't want to kill, but we will if we have to.
They've stopped. It's registering 80. It can't be more than 200 yards away.
This is where you change cars, Miss Case.
Something's happened to the transmitter.
Excuse me. I'll take this. Stay here and make sure we're not followed.
Right.
Come on, get in.
Activate the scanner, Kato. They've switched cars. That's the one we followed to Richardson's. They're about half a mile ahead. Follow them, not too closely, and run silent.
Green Hornet following Steve. Repeat, Green Hornet following Steve. Do you read me?
I hear you. We'll take care of it. You wouldn't believe me. Get the laser beam ready.
drove into the runoff viaduct, Kato. That tunnel leads to the pumping station.
Not much room to duck the laser beam in there.
Make sure it's not Steve you burn. He's got $1 million that I've got plans for.
Can we use a rocket?
Not with Casey on the receiving end.
Car coming with headlights. Steve, let him through. Welcome, Miss Kate.
Thanks.
Another car coming. It's the Hornet. Let's give him a warm welcome.
They've triggered a laser beam.
I can feel it.
They're still coming.
Maximum strength.
I can't hold my speed.
You can't slow down now. Keep going. Richardson, look out!
You were looking for me?
Where have you been, Mike? Taking 2 hours for lunch isn't like you.
Doc Bendix, the science editor, took a bunch of us out to celebrate his raise.
That's nice.
Which brings to mind, how come him who writes all that dull baloney gets a raise, and me, ace crime reporter and circulation builder, has to struggle along pinching pennies? How come?
Because his department does the community and the publisher of this newspaper a great service. That's how come. Mike, tell me about the hold-up murder you were on this morning.
It was a beauty. These two masked racketeers walked into this supermarket with guns drawn. Then this police car drives up with a cop inside. One cop. Then he gets out, opens the door, pulls out his gun, and takes a blast at them. But he forgot to roll down the window.
Mr. Reed, I know the Sentinel has been campaigning against the protection rackets in the city.
Who is this?
Never mind who I am. But if you want a big story for your newspaper, you send a reporter to the Golden Lotus Cafe as soon as possible.
What's the matter?
Somebody calling about the Sentinel's crusade against the protection racket. And a tip that something's about to happen at the Golden Lotus Cafe.
The Golden Lotus?
You know it?
Yeah.
Get the Black Beauty ready.
Good. They're closing.
Get it, Lo Sing!
What are you doing here?
You can't use our tongue this way any longer.
That So Yang is my tongue now.
I'm warning you.
Nobody wants Lo Sing.
What do you want?
Tribute to the benevolence of So Yang Tong.
Benevolence? You mean blackmail? Get out!
We're willing to be reasonable, Wing Ho.
I say get out, or I call police.
Another challenge for the Green Hornet, his aide Kato, and their rolling arsenal, the Black Beauty. On police records, a wanted criminal, the Green Hornet is really Britt Reed, owner-publisher of the Daily Sentinel. His dual identity known only to his secretary and to the district attorney. And now, to protect the rights and lives of decent citizens, rides the Green Hornet.
Be all right. What happened to you?
I ran into a little ambush.
Jimmy! Oh, Jimmy!
It's not mine.
You were one of them. My uncle may die.
You may have killed him.
Oh, no, Mary, I had nothing to do with it. You must believe me.
And although the attack on the Chinese restaurant owner had all the aspects of Tong rivalry, long believed obsolete, it is suspected that something more malevolent is really the case. As the Daily Sentinel has reported in a series of articles in recent weeks, there has been a resurgence of the vicious extortion racket in this city. It is the Daily Sentinel's belief that this criminal operation is now attempting to invade the city's Chinese community.
Well, I'm certainly glad that your newspaper's taking that position, Britt. I never could buy that Tong war angle.
Somebody is using the Tong for his own purposes. There's one person that knows who it is. Jimmy Key.
You think so?
I'm positive.
Well, Mary Chang thinks he's one of the gang.
She's wrong. That mask was not his.
He was unconscious during the raid. Frank, we've got to find that boy. I've got a hunch we're not the only ones after him. If he poses the threat to the Tong, and they're after him, they're going to silence him permanently.
I'll have the police put every available man on the search.
Good. Kato?
Yeah?
Talk to Mary Chang. See if she knows where Jimmy Key might be hiding.
Okay.
You know, if we ever meet up with that masked Kung Fu man again, I want him.
You got him.
The trained Mantis School of Kung Fu has 500 years of refinement in it, like our wise founder. You can learn much from watching the Mantis himself at work. Note the tightness of the defense. Elbows well tucked in.
My friend, you have a few things to learn yourself. Haven't you heard?
Heard what, Mr. Slake?
That old man you beat up last night, he's in pretty bad shape.
So?
So you're supposed to get the merchants down here to buy our insurance. Not to put him in a hospital or a cemetery.
I'll handle things my way.
As long as you're working for me, you'll handle things my way, and don't forget it.
I could kill you with one try.
Now, about that kid the cops are looking for, the one that saw you go in the cafe last night. What's his name?
Jimmy Key.
I guess you realize if we don't get him before they do, we're in serious trouble.
Jimmy Key will come to me. All I have to...
You do it. Don't talk about it. I guess you have this outfit under control.
The old man of the Tonga frightened. The young men are with me.
Except one. Now you find him.
Then I decided to go to Tsoi Yin, see if I could get somebody there to talk. And when I was walking in, who do you think I saw coming out?
Well?
Duke Slate and a couple of his boys.
Who's Duke Slate?
Among other things, he's the boss of the protection racket on the west side.
And now he's expanding into Chinatown.
Looks like it, doesn't it? Let's keep the lid on this until we get the whole story, okay?
Sure. You know, sometimes I can see a bit of your old man in you after all. Rest his soul.
I hope you realize that's probably the highest compliment you'll ever receive.
I know, Miss Case, and it humbles me.
Mr. Reed's residence.
Kato, this is Mary.
Yes, Mary?
I know where Jimmy is.
Where?
In the old Buddha temple at the end of Mandarin Park. He called. Asked me to meet him at 9 o'clock tonight, but...
But what, Mary?
I don't know what to do. I can't explain. Something's happening. I have a feeling I'm being watched.
Mary, this is Britt Reed. Where are you?
The restaurant.
Stay there. I'll have Miss Case, my secretary, pick you up and take you to her apartment.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Thank you.
Think he saw it badly?
Just stunned. We'll take him to Scanlon. Maybe he'll tell Frank what happened outside the Golden Lotus last night.
He will. I know Jimmy.
Then Frank will have Duke Slate and his Chinese hatchet bin right where he wants them.
Hello? Yes? What? No, you go on home, Miss Case. Mary Chang's been kidnapped.
Kidnapped? But why?
You think Jimmy Key will talk if it means endangering Mary's life?
No.
Obviously, Duke Slate and his Chinese friends don't either.
Okay, we've got Jimmy. They've got Mary. What do we do now?
There's one thing we can't do. We can't turn him over to Scanlon.
And although the police refuse to speculate, it is believed the mysterious disappearance of Miss Mary Chang is connected with a protection racket, which has been operating recently in Chinatown.
I hope your plan works.
It will. Jimmy Key is no fool.
Get that.
I wouldn't if I were you.
What is this?
I have a feeling we've met before.
Not now. Let's talk.
What do we got to talk about?
Mary Chang.
Who?
And the reason she's been kidnapped.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You kidnapped Miss Chang to force Jimmy Key into giving himself up in exchange for her release. Then you plan to kill him to keep him from talking.
You sure you're at the right address?
It won't work, Slate. Key can't give himself up to you. I have him in my possession.
What's your interest in Jimmy Key?
Purely monetary.
What does that mean?
It means I'll be happy to turn him over to you for $25,000.
For $25,000. Get out.
Friend of yours?
He works for me.
You should teach him some manners.
Hold it.
You're not going to deal with him?
Better suggestions?
Yeah, let me handle them. What are you laughing at?
You. Now stay out of it and shut up. All right, it's a deal.
One more thing. I want Mary Chang. She should be worth some dollars to her uncle when he recovers, if he recovers. Now about the delivery of Jimmy Key, where and when?
Midnight tomorrow night at Soyan headquarters.
No, I prefer a more neutral territory. Say the Buddhist temple, the end of Mandarin Park. Till tomorrow night.
Till tomorrow night.
You've got Jimmy Key here?
In the basement. Kato fixed up a guest room for him. It's comfortable and escape-proof.
Do you have any idea where he is or who you are?
No.
He was unconscious when we brought him here.
What makes you think you'll be able to spring Mary Chang? Lo Sing will have his whole gang of thugs there at the temple. You can't handle them all.
From what I've seen of Lo Sing, I don't think we'll have to worry about that.
All right. I'll have a couple of police cars standing by, and I'll keep these handy.
Where are you taking me now?
You'll see.
My father was head of Soyan for 30 years. I'm glad he didn't live to see what you and Lo Sing have done to our Tom.
Lo Sing in it?
Don't kid me. You're partners.
Lo Sing's gonna be pretty surprised to hear that.
Wait until they get on the steps.
Good evening, Mr. Slate. Get out. You too, Slate.
What is this?
A meeting of the Koyan. 老星，你这个走狗，他败坏我们讨英坛的名声。
What's he saying?
He's calling Lo Sing a traitor to the Tong. And he is telling others to remember Zhou Ying's honorable history.
你们怎么还全这么傻听他指使啊？
He's pleading others to overthrow Lo Sing.
赶快推翻这个走狗，赶快把他推翻！嘿！
不要，不要
，Mary， 怎么了
All right, let's get this over with. I'll take the money and the girl and...
All right, what is this? Where's the money?
I do not pay tribute to anyone. Chucky, quit it!
This has gone far enough. Now give him the money and let's wrap this up.
You better listen to him, Lo Sing.
I no longer take orders from Mr. Slate.
Big talk. That's all that it is.
Lo Sing, you are nothing without me.
He's nothing with you. I was willing to let you two operate, provided you played it straight with me. As of now, you're out of business.
Now, who makes the big talk?
Is that all you think it is?
How would you stop us? kung fu?
Isn't that the traditional way?
All right, hold it. Now, we're not playing any games.
Stay out of this, Slate. What do you say, Lo Sing? Man against man.
Slate is right.
What's the matter, Lo Sing? The stakes too high? You afraid you might lose?
I'll kill him as I would a fly.
More big talk. This man is your leader, your hero. He backs down like a woman.
Enough!
Any questions?
Untie me.
What now? That's up to Jimmy.
Lo Sing is finished. So ends the evil times this town has fallen upon. Now let's be wise enough to return the Toy Yuan to the tradition it represents. The tradition of my father.
Okay, move in.
We're not needed here anymore. I'd like to propose another toast. Welcome back, Wing Ho, and a speedy recovery.
Okay. And I want to make one too. To the Toy Yuan and Jimmy for restoring the Golden Lotus.
Excuse me, I'll get it.
Hey, this is the 6th course. Don't we get a breather?
There's still 2 more before the main course, Mr. Oxford.
You can serve mine under the table.
It's for you, Mr. Axford.
Oh, thanks. Excuse me. Yeah? Yeah. Thanks for the tip. Britt, that was Sergeant O'Mallory. The cops have got a guy trapped on the top floor of the Century Bank building.
So?
It's the Green Hornet.
The Green Hornet?
So Sergeant O'Mallory thinks. Well, aren't you coming?
Well, not till I finish my almond duck.
Almond duck. You're going to look pretty funny if it is the Green Hornet.
Well, I can't argue with you there, Mike. Say, would you like some more peach chow yuk?
I'd love some.
because Herc wants to meet in the park.
He's frightened. Doesn't want any eyes or ears around.
Yeah, but can you trust him?
2 weeks ago, the answer would have been no. Tonight, who knows?
There's the carriage house.
No Herc. I wonder what...
Hornet! Over here! Wait! It's me, Herc.
I hope this will be a friendly meeting.
How many friends have you dumped in the river?
Look, I'm only trying to do you a favor. Somebody's out to take care of the big racket guys, and you and me are on the list.
How do you know about the list?
Never mind. But I'm not going to be a pushover. And if you go along with me, neither will you.
How do you know about the list?
It's bought and paid for.
What else have you bought?
If we're together, I tell you. Otherwise...
I'm gonna play it my way. You talk first. Who did the killings?
Don't push me around, Hornet. You need me.
I don't need you. I never have needed you, Herc, and I never will. Don't you forget that. Let's go.
Hornet, wait. Listen.
Don't touch it. It's poisoned. Listen. Come on. Lose him.
No chance.
Nothing we can do here.
Another challenge for the Green Hornet, his aide Kato, and their rolling arsenal, the Black Beauty. On police records, a wanted criminal, the Green Hornet is really Britt Reed, owner publisher of the Daily Sentinel. His dual identity known only to his secretary and to the district attorney. And now, to protect the rights and lives of decent citizens, rides the Green Hornet.
gives with the racketeers in this town.
What about them?
2 weeks ago, Kelton, the trucking racket, he gets it. A few nights later, Al Alberts, jukeboxes. Last Wednesday, Klinger, gambling. And last night, Mel Herc, the numbers boss.
Good. If they keep at it, maybe they'll finish each other off.
That's not the point. Listen to this. Kelton killed by bow and arrow. Albert strangled with a silk handkerchief.
A garrote.
Yeah, I guess that's what they call it. Then Klinger buys the whole package with a native spear, and Herc a poison dart. They're not dying the way they're supposed to.
The effect's the same.
Yeah, but who's doing it? That's the puzzle.
There's a call for you on the private line.
Thanks, Miss Case. Excuse me, Mike. Play the story up big.
Yeah, sure. But what's happened to the good old days?
It's a district attorney. I've got the scrambler on.
Yes, Frank?
I got what you wanted, Britt. The ID on that accident victim that you chased. You sitting down?
Why? Who was it?
A.J. Clark. A respectable accountant with no mob ties at all.
Well, I knew Clark. He was a member of the yacht club. Nice little guy.
Was there any chance that you were chasing the wrong man?
None, Frank. Thanks. There's a pattern forming here.
But which way does it lead?
To the list that Herc bought and paid for. And to the person from whom he got it.
Now, hold on, dummy. Just you listen to me. Herc's dead, you hear me? Herc's dead. From here on in, you're taking orders from me. Now, the operation goes on in the same way. And you just make your collections like always. Yeah. Some of the nutheads you have to do business with these days.
Why you? Any more unfriendly greetings?
Come on, Hornet. All you had to do was knock.
Then you would have misunderstood the purpose of my visit. You didn't waste much time moving in behind Herc's desk.
Well, somebody had to run the operation. I was number 2.
Maybe with the idea to become number 1.
You mean, did I knock Herc off?
Not necessarily, but maybe you know who did.
Oh, you got me all wrong. How would I know?
He did, but he was killed before he could tell me. I want to know who told him.
Beats me. Wait a minute.
You've got 10 seconds.
Okay. But I'm only second guessing. Herc got a call from Jockey Tabor.
The tout?
When he's not touting, he's stooling. I figured Herc would hang up on him. But instead, he sets up this meet. Who do they think they're pushing around?
Not very. Just enough. His body's still warm. This is no coincidence, Kato.
That's what I was thinking. Now what?
Shake down the room. Look for a lead. Any kind of lead.
I tell you, Crane, this plan of yours has gone too far. We agreed on our list. Then you went and killed Jockey Tabor. Why?
Killing that innocent little man was not on our schedule.
He was only a waiter here.
Innocent little man, you say? No danger, you say? Listen to me, and listen to me good.
Who do you think you're speaking to that way? We're not your servants, Crane.
You 3 men are as deeply involved in this hunt as I am. And before you go any further, remember that before last night, there were 5 of us. Jockey Tabor was responsible for the death of our late fellow explorer, A.J. Clark. He was discharged for bookmaking 3 days ago. And at that time, he approached me and tried to blackmail me. It seems he overheard bits and pieces of our conversations, and unfortunately, totaled them correctly.
You denied everything.
Of course, and threw him out of my office.
But how does that figure into Clark's death?
Simple. He found another buyer for the information.
Well, that means we're all in danger.
Isn't that the game we've always played? We faced the fiercest animals the jungle could offer us, and we're still here. Someday soon, we'll be recognized for what we've achieved. Ridding the city of the scum, of the arch criminals that suck the blood from our veins of existence. Gentlemen, I propose a toast to the next target on our list, the biggest game of all, the Green Hornet.
Yes, sir, may I help you?
I'm interested in applying for membership.
Well, this is not a regular club, sir. The requirements are unusual. Big game hunting, exploring.
I've done a little of both. Here's my card.
Mr. Reed, of course. If you'll make yourself comfortable, I'll get Mr. Crane. He's chairman of the membership committee.
Fine.
Brett, how are you?
Hi, Quint. Haven't seen you in a long time. I was asking about you at the country club.
Oh, hasn't my advertising department been paying its bills? No, seriously, I've been away for a year. Africa, the Near East. My latest trophy.
Mean-looking devil.
And a tricky one, too. Come on, sit down.
Thanks.
Now, what's this about your wanting to join the club?
Well, that's one of the reasons I'm here, Quint. But there's another. Have you been reading about our latest crime wave?
I never missed my copy of the Sentinel. I even had it sent to me overseas.
Then maybe you can tell me what I'm curious about. The strange way the upper echelon of racketeers has been depleting itself. The unusual weapons used.
Odd you should mention that. I was puzzling on that myself just this morning. It's as though someone were trying to implicate this club and its members.
What do you think?
Frankly, Britt, I think it's ridiculous. I've known every member of this club for too many years. There's not one of them capable of killing.
Well, what about the connection with A.J. Clark's death? He was a member of the club.
Well, that's what started me thinking. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll run a little private investigation myself. Look back into the membership applications. If I turn up anything, I'll give you a call.
Good. I'd appreciate that.
And Britt, let's keep this conversation between ourselves.
You have my word.
If you're still interested in joining the club, I'll send you an application.
Do that, Quint. See you.
Taken care of. His name is Britt Reed.
You mean Reed? The publisher? That's crazy. It'd blow this town wide open.
He just may do that anyway. He's getting close to some answers. Too close.
But I'm not set up for that kind of a rub-out.
Then get set up. I'm giving you Herc's spot with the understanding that you'll take my orders without question.
But, boss,
No buts. Do it.
Thanks, Kato.
See who they are?
Yeah, Crocker's men.
Yeah? I don't know yet. I thought this was them calling. Yeah. I'll let you know. Sir. Come on, Hornet. You're gonna break me getting that door fixed.
The information I have might make that very unimportant.
What are you trying to tell me?
What Jockey Tabor told me.
But he's dead.
We know. We watched him die.
You mean you got to him while he was still alive?
Just barely. But he managed to whisper a few last words.
Quentin Crane.
Crane? I just had another visit from the Green Hornet.
Never mind about that. What about Reed?
Now, you listen to me. The Green Hornet says I'm on your list.
And you believe him?
He said Tabor told him before he died.
Listen, Crocker, I took care of Tabor myself. He couldn't have told anyone anything. I'm not a fumbler.
Why do you suppose the Hornet said what he did?
I can only think of two reasons. One, that he wants to come between us, divide and conquer.
Yeah. You could try something like that. Cut in on the action, huh?
Or, this is what I want you to do.
Spear trap is set.
Good. If that doesn't get him, the snare will.
Excellent. You still haven't told us how you're getting the Green Hornet here.
The method is unimportant. It's the end result that counts. And a few more minutes will give us the answer.
What do you think?
Probably the same as you. He knows he's being followed, and that's exactly what he wants.
I can see everyone who enters and leaves that gate.
Be a marvelous thing to have in the jungle. Sit in the comfort of your lorry until the game shows up.
Yes. Who's that?
That, gentlemen, is the bait.
Bait? What do you mean?
Look. To your stations. No guns.
Why no guns?
We'd have every policeman in the area on us. We use bows and arrows. Silent and efficient.
Okay, let's go.
What's the plan?
We'll have to play it by ear. Who knows what they have planned for us?
It's not good. We know that.
Don't look now, but there's a television camera up above us in that tree. Our presence has already been announced. Let's stick together. Watch out for traps and snares.
a near miss.
And deliberate, too. They're steering us, guiding us towards a certain point. There it is, right in front of us. That's where they want us to go. Now listen. Listen carefully.
We'll get behind them and herd them toward the snare. Right there. Well, here's one half of the quarry.
Hornet. Can we make a deal? There's plenty for both of us.
No deal, Crane.
But my position in the community is perfect cover.
For more murders, including mine. There isn't room for both of us.
Hornet! Get me out of here! My wife!
Hornet, please! That's one way to get to the top.
But it's hitting bottom the hard way. Let's call Scanlon. Let him clean up out here.
Get me down from here!
Get me out of here!
And so, Quentin Crane, supposed paragon of virtue, was in reality a vulture, preying on the good people of this city. You hit it right on the head, Mike. He had just about every racket in this town sewed up.
It's open and shut. Bud Crocker's still at headquarters, singing like a soprano, and he's got the Green Hornet tied in tight.
That figures.
Yeah, and there's one more optimistic note. When this investigation's over, there won't be a game for the Green Hornet to play.
I hope you're right, Mike. I hope you're right.
Or I'll shoot.
your hands up. Put a light on him.
Axford? You know him?
Yeah. It's Mike Axford, police reporter on the Daily Sentinel.
Another challenge for the Green Hornet, his aide Kato, and their rolling arsenal, the Black Beauty. On police records, a wanted criminal, the Green Hornet is really Britt Reed, owner-publisher of the Daily Sentinel. His dual identity known only to his secretary and to the district attorney. And now, to protect the rights and lives of decent citizens, rides the Green Hornet.
I see. Thanks. I'm sorry, Britt, but the butler didn't make it. It's first-degree murder now.
You think Mike is a killer?
I don't know what to think. The evidence seems to indicate it.
Evidence? What evidence? Except Mike happened to be in the neighborhood.
And tried to run from the police. And, take a look at this.
Urbanite magazine, what about it?
Yeah, turn to the page that's marked here. There it is. Mike Axford's byline in last week's edition.
That's right. I gave him my okay to write it.
But that's not the point. This is an interview with Alonzo Linden. That's the owner of the home that was robbed tonight. That's the scene of the killing.
Couldn't that be a coincidence?
Oh? What about these? Are they coincidences? There are 4 articles, 3 burglaries of the subject's homes, over $1 million in loot. Somebody's been using these interviews to case those homes, and I think that Mike Axford is in it up to his neck.
Sat on this side before.
Don't you feel sorry for yourself, Mike? You're in deep trouble. You're the only one that can help me get you out. Now, what were you doing at the Linden place tonight?
Like I told the cops, I got to figuring. After the other homes were knocked over, I guessed the Linden house would be next. I was going to stop it. I never even got inside the place.
Much less murder anybody.
Then why did you run?
I'll never know. Me that counts the chief of police and half the force as my friends.
You used a photographer. Who was it?
Forget her.
Her?
She's clean.
Well, so are you, Mike, but you're in custody. Now, who was it?
But I've known her since she was a kid.
The name, Mike?
Ardis Ralston.
Dave Ralston's daughter?
When Dave died, I sort of took her under my wing. She's followed in his footsteps. A darn good photographer. And a sweet kid.
I'd better finish packing now.
You're not still stewing about that Axford character, are you?
Mike's a nice guy, Yale. Using him in the robberies without his knowing about it, that's one thing. You promised me that nobody'd get hurt.
Well, we made a few mistakes. But if it's a real problem to you, I'll get Mike off the hook before we leave town, all right?
How?
Oh, you just leave that to me. Believe me, nothing's gonna happen to Mike.
You promise?
I promise. Now make sure you pack everything. We don't want to leave any tracks behind.
I'll check one more time. After one more kiss.
Let's roll, Kato.
She's gone.
Yeah, and Mike was trying to protect her. It's going together now, Kato. Yes?
Yale, this is Tubbs. I've got to see you.
Oh? What about?
Yale? Is that you? Hello? Hello?
Who was it?
Tubbs.
The fence?
Yeah, it sounded like him. He thought he was talking to somebody named Yale.
The name mean anything to you?
No, not yet. But I've got an idea where we can find some answers.
Finish packing the stuff in the storeroom. Hello. Yeah, Tubbs. Just a minute. Yeah.
I've been trying to reach you. I called Artis's apartment. Someone answered. They didn't say who they were. I thought it was you. They hung up.
Oh?
Yeah, oh. Now look, I know about that newspaper man getting jugged.
So?
So I don't like it. I mean, if those cops find out it was you out at that Linden place, and it was you who killed the butler.
Just relax. The cops aren't going to find out a thing. You just fence that jewelry I gave you.
I don't like it.
You don't have to like it. Just do it. Aldo? Murph? Tubbs getting nervous. You two get over there and give him a tranquilizer.
Green Hornet. What do you want this time?
A little information?
I know nothing about nothing.
Come on, Tubbs. You underrate yourself, as usual. This is about the latest outbreak of robberies. You've heard about it. You might as well help me, Tubbs. You wouldn't want the police to receive, quite anonymously, of course, evidence that you're the largest dealer of stolen merchandise in the city. Would you? I thought not. Evidently, this gang has approached some fence to get rid of its stolen jewels and...
Not me. I swear.
You don't have any information about the operation? You don't know a girl named Artis Ralston?
No.
You don't know a man named Yale?
No.
You're lying, Tubbs.
No. Now look. I've helped you before, haven't I?
Yeah. When it was convenient to you. I'll be back, Tubbs. You think hard and stay alive. Now let's listen for a few answers. Right on schedule.
Jim, the Green Hornet was just here.
The Green Hornet?
He was asking about you and Artist. I think he wants to move in.
Well, he might be. But don't you worry about it.
What do you mean, don't worry? With the Green Hornet trying to move in, that settles it for me. I'm through. Find yourself another fence.
As a matter of fact, Tubbs, I was just about to call you and tell you that I was closing shop here in town. I'm packing up everything and getting out. I'll be on my way in a couple of hours. When I'm gone, nobody will find me. So you just relax and take it easy, you know. Goodbye, Mr. Tubbs.
The pawn shop.
Dad?
Yep. We don't know any more now than when we started. I should have pushed him harder.
What happens with Mike? He's still facing a murder charge.
We have to make certain that the real killers don't leave this town.
And take it easy, you know. Goodbye, Mr. Tubbs.
Doesn't tell us much.
Maybe. Maybe not. Run the tape back to the beginning. Slow it down. There's a possibility.
Yeah, but nobody said anything.
The telephone dial did. Let's start from the top again.
Tubbs is tranquilized. So I heard.
The last digit's 2. The complete number should be 555-8282.
All right. Now what?
This.
Let it go. Let the answering service handle it.
Hello. Is this the Metropolitan Hotel?
No, sir. You have the wrong number.
Well, isn't this 555-8282?
Yes, sir. But it isn't the Metropolitan Hotel.
Oh? Well, what is it then?
This is an answering service, sir. We have intercepted your call.
But the Metropolitan Hotel is listed as 555-8282. I just looked it up.
I'm sorry, sir, but the number you're calling is of Barton's Air Express service.
be back in a minute. I'm going to file a flight plan.
Oh, flight plan?
Yeah. Only we're not going to follow it.
Wait here.
Kato, do you read me?
Loud and clear. Do you want me?
Not yet. We've come to the right place. I've located some of the loot. I'll check further.
Aldo, Murph, let's go. Let's get out of here.
What about the rest of the stuff?
Forget it. The Green Hornet never travels alone. His man's around here someplace.
I just heard on the radio that Joe Tubbs is dead. Murdered.
Well, we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it now. And about Mike Axford.
Look, honey, I haven't got time to stand here and talk to you all...
Don't honey me, Yale. It won't work anymore. You lied to me. You had no intention of helping Mike.
Okay, so I lied.
Then I'll go to the police myself.
What about those wonderful plans we had? What about that wonderful life we were going to make together?
I don't want it anymore.
Well, I do. Put her in a place.
No! No!
Kato? What's happening? Get in here fast. I'm using this thing. They're getting away. We have to stop that plane. better use the rockets.
We can't. The girl's the key to Mike's cell. Try to slow it down.
Take it up. Take it up. Off the ground.
We're gonna crash.
What are you doing?
Cutting the engines. No, you're not. Let's take them.
Let's leave the rest to them.
In a statement, the district attorney said the burglary ring shipped most of its loot, including a fortune in furs, out of the city via an air express service owned by the gang's leader, Yale Barton. However, according to a confession given the authorities by artist Ralston, the gang disposed of stolen jewelry through a local fence, Joe Tubbs. Tubbs was murdered when he became a threat to the gang. Meanwhile, back at city jail this morning, Daily Sentinel crime reporter Mike Axford was released and completely exonerated.
I still can't figure out how the DA got a line on that gang.
Well, why don't you ask him, Mike?
I did, and he just grinned and said a little bee told him.
You mean a bird, don't you, Mike?
Scanlon said a bee. And speaking of bees, being in jail gave me time to think, and I got a great new slant on the Green Hornet.
Oh?
You want to hear it?
Boy, I sure would like to, Mike, but I have a luncheon engagement.
Okay, but just get ready for the biggest news story of the year. Sentinel reporter unmasks Green Hornet.
Sure, Mike. Good luck.
Now that's what burns me up.
What's that, Mike?
The way he sort of pats me on the head when I talk about the Green Hornet.
I guess you'll just have to get used to that, Mike.